This is an open letter to Christians. I think this is probably directed more at the evangelical variety of Christians, but as they say, if the shoe fits. I am an oncology registered nurse at a cancer center here in Atlanta. I care deeply about my patients. One of my functions as a registered nurse is to be a patient advocate, and it is in that capacity and spirit that I deliver this message. I take care of patients from all over the world. They come from every conceivable ethnic, cultural, socioeconomic, and religious background, and gender and sexual identity. Believe me, cancer does not discriminate. These patients from all walks of life are usually going through the most difficult time of their lives. Their focus is, rightfully, on survival, on living. They are going through treatments such as chemotherapy, immunotherapy, radiation, and even surgery that takes a terrible toll on their bodies. The side effects of these treatments can, in some cases, be worse than the underlying disease. But those treatments can ultimately bring healing and even a cure. Many times they don't, but they can at least give the patients a longer and/or better quality of life. They can give them more time to love and share with their families and friends. This being said, the very last thing my cancer patients need is anything that will cause them more fear, anxiety, or distress than they already have. And yet, on more than one occasion, I have walked into a restroom only to find Christians' doomsday tracts and pamphlets and their threats of hellfire and torture and eternal pain if they don't accept your particular version of your particular God. Don't you think they're in enough pain? Aren't they suffering enough at the moment? Look, I know you're probably coming from a place of concern and you think you are showing love, but let me be perfectly clear. Leaving these "Are you prepared" tracts and booklets in the bathroom or any place in a cancer center is just about the most thoughtless and insensitive, inhumane, and quite frankly, disgusting thing you can do. After all, in the year 2024, what person in America do you honestly believe has never heard of Jesus? Cancer is one of the most scariest diagnoses a person and their loved ones can receive. Depending on the type of cancer and the stage in which it is found, patients can receive a survival prognosis of months to weeks. But no matter the 5-year survival rate, the last thing a cancer patient needs is the added fear and anxiety of what will happen after death, when their only concern should be how they are going to live. Patients who receive a cancer diagnosis have to think about how they are going to spend their time, with whom they are going to spend their time, and putting their affairs in order. Many, if not most, are facing death for the first time. And rather than facing death with courage and with hope, when they are already at their most vulnerable, they find your pamphlet that is designed to stoke fear and anxiety in even the healthiest person. In my view, despite what you believe is your best intent, your gesture of leaving these little booklets and tracts is insensitive, disrespectful, and thoughtless at best. But in its impact, it is cruel, heartless, inhumane, and disgraceful. Please, try to have empathy. If you just found out that you had a short time to live, despite the healthcare system's most heroic efforts, would you also want to receive a message from some anonymous stranger that you had to change your entire worldview or be cast into some other religion's hell? Would you want the added existential anxiety that your eternal welfare was on the line if you belonged to the wrong religion? Or would you want to spend your time and energy fighting the disease with hope to save your life? And if that is not possible, to spend what is left of your life at peace, maximizing your quality of life and your time with your family and friends and loved ones. Please, for the love of all that is good in this world, grant my cancer patients that peace and leave your fear-mongering, existential, crisis-inducing literature at home. Don't add more stress, fear, and anxiety to those who are already at their most vulnerable.